Well, Russel Child Development Center has been helping families thrive since 1965. And we started out by providing services for children that have identified special needs. So it started out back in 1965. And we've grown over the years and expanded services. So we now have 9 different early childhood programs that are direct services for families that are either prenatal or have children up to the age of 5. The variety of services we provide support families by supporting their children that have special needs. But we also have other programs that are geared to help families work on strategies that support them as they're raising those young children. Because as we know, children don't come with a handbook, and they're all unique and are wired their own way with their own temperament. So programs like our Triple P Positive Parenting Program is a support program where our social worker staff go out and work on, they identify with a family, what the family would like to do or need help with in developing strategies. It can be anything from routines and bedtimes to potty training or challenging behavior. And our staff go out and provide that coaching and mentoring service right there in the child's natural environment, in the child's home. We also have our Growing Together home visiting program. And with that program, we enroll individuals while they're pregnant. And we start providing those home-based services with the pregnant parents and providing that support. Many times when it's your first pregnancy, you have lots of questions. You're just not sure what the changes are all going to look like and what's to come once you have that infant. So our support staff are able to go out and work on specific training and pieces that support those families and being prepared to have that infant come into their life and to come home with them. We have our Learn and Play programs, and those are in all 19 counties. And those are a way that we partner directly with those individual communities. We contract with local community members to be our facilitators of the Learn and Plays. And they host a safe environment that's developmentally appropriate for families in each community to come. And they host those once to twice a month. And everything's all set up so that children and families can experience opportunities to engage together. So it's not an opportunity to drop your child off and leave. It's an opportunity to come and play with your child and engage and learn more about what emerging skills your child is going to be working towards next. And then it's a nice place to network with other families. We also make referrals back to our other programs through those Learn and Play environments. So if a parent that attends a Learn and Play has more questions about Triple P Positive Parenting or our early intervention program, then we're just right there to make that gentle referral to other opportunities to support families and what's going on currently in their life. Because when you're raising young children, really not one day looks the same. So what you might ask as a question this week, you know, your focus in 2 months may be very different as you're raising that infant and that young child. So we just have that nice variety of programs that are really holistic in providing that support to families from prenatal to 5. And we also connect them to other resources that are available in their community. So if there are other things families qualify for, whether it be WIC or SNAP, or they want more information about immunizations, our staff are highly skilled and will work to help families make those connections and find a way to get to those appointments and be able to receive additional services that are supportive for their family. Well, we are out and about in all 19 counties often. We have satellite offices in multiple counties, but one of the best ways to get a hold of us is to just call at 620-275-0291 or visit our website at www.rcdc4kids.org. Also, we do participate in a lot of community events and try to get out there and host booths and information out there to be able to greet and meet families in their local communities. For example, coming up tomorrow, we have staff that will be down in Liberal at their community resource fair, and they will be present, English and Spanish speakers, and will be enrolling families for any of our programs that they're interested in. So there's just a variety of ways to find out about which program might be most supportive for a family, but if you can, check out our website. Each program is highlighted. We also have materials and brochures in English and Spanish. And with a staff of about 55, there's a good chance you'll see us driving around in our 19 counties in our RCDC cars, and never hesitate to just walk up to one of our employees and just ask, what do you have to offer? And find out what RCDC could do to support your family. Well, RCDC has some really nice partnerships with our local delivering hospitals. So that is one way that new parents that have just had an infant at a delivering hospital in Southwest Kansas will hear about RCDC, because we have our nursing staff and our home visiting staff frequently visit the hospitals and communicate with the nursing staff there about new babies for us to follow up with families. So you might get a call from us if you just had an infant, and it might be one of our staff members just calling to check on you and to see if you are interested in learning more about one of our programs, of our home-based visiting programs. If your child is born with identified special needs, then your child would be referred to RCDC, because we are the Part C early intervention provider for 13 counties in Southwest Kansas. Through that program and our grant with KDHE, we are held accountable to provide those services to any child from birth to the age of 3 that has an identified special need. So what that might look like, it's going to look a little different for every family depending on if it's their first child or if they've had other children. So that might look and feel a little different to a family. But when that service of referral would start, if you have a child with an identified special need, a referral would be made. It could be a parent referral, but it could also be your pediatrician that makes that referral, and our staff member would reach out and contact you and set up a time to come to your home. And that appointment would be made based on your availability, your family's availability, time of day, things like that, what works for your family. And to tell you a little bit more about our skilled service providers with that early intervention program, these are professionals that are physical therapists, occupational therapists, RNs, social workers, speech language pathologists, special education teachers. And so they are very knowledgeable and skilled. So depending on what a child's identified special need is, we're going to support that family with the team that's appropriate to best support your child. So if you have a preemie, but everything looks like it's going pretty well for your child, but they kind of had a rough start because they were born early, then your lead team member that's going to come see you would be one of our RNs. And they're going to come out and they're going to walk you through that process of taking care of a preemie and what comes with that, and maybe feeding concerns, and you're a little apprehensive, that infant's quite small, things like that. You have more doctor appointments and follow-up appointments to make. So we're going to have our RN come in and be there to kind of walk that path with you. If there's other identified needs, our nurses are great too with nutrition support and feeding support. But then if there's something that the child might need support with, physical therapy or occupational therapy, then we're going to send out those OTs and PTs. As the child's getting older and maybe it's identified that they need some speech language therapy, then we're going to loop that SLP in, and we're going to have that speech language pathologist join that team and also come visit your family and your child. And they're going to focus on that specific speech language therapy. So it's really a combined coaching model with our early intervention that is strengths-based to support all your child's strengths, not look at it in a negative way at all. It's going to build on those child's strengths and help families identify what they want to help, goals they want their child to achieve. So we just get in there with a family, provide that wraparound support with all those specialists, and as your child progresses and the family progresses and advocating for their own child and learning that system of special needs, then we just evolve with the family. Once a child turns 3, then they would age out of that program. And if they qualify, they would enter into the Part B services, which is special education through your local school district. However, a child could age out of our early intervention program, but the family could choose to stay enrolled with our CDC through our Triple P Positive Parenting Program. Or they could go to our Learn and Play and continue to engage with our staff and have some additional supports from Russel Child Development Center. So the home visiting program, it looks a little bit different pending a child's specific needs, but it is all strengths-based. The number of visits a family receives also depends on those needs. So you might have our CDC staff coming out once a week, maybe every other week, or it could be once a month. It's based on what's appropriate to the child's needs and to the family's needs. So we really individualize those services and make sure that we're walking that walk with the family, being very transparent with that family. They are making their decisions for their child. Our staff isn't going to make decisions for your child. We're going to ensure that families know that that's their job and that's their honor to get to do, and we're just there to provide that additional support. Another need that many families are faced with is finding quality child care. And our CDC knows how valuable and important quality child care is. And one of our programs does support licensed child care providers, and that is our Child and Adult Care Food Program. And child care providers know that as the CACFP program. And if providers are licensed, they can enroll in that program, and we provide nutritional support and information as they're preparing and planning those menus for young children. And then we also reimburse them a specific amount per meal and per snack for every child they feed. And we're able to do that through a grant we have with USDA. And so that makes it more affordable for licensed child care providers to feed children in their care nutritious meals. And we really encourage folks to become licensed with KDHE as a child care provider, because you must have that license to be eligible to enroll in the CACFP food program. And it is a great career, it's a great profession, it's an important profession. I personally was a licensed child care provider for 8 years and thoroughly enjoyed it. It was a wonderful way for me to run my own business, stay at home and raise my own 2 children, and just great friendships are formed at child care. Children kind of become their own little family with their child care provider. And I still have close ties to the children that I provided care for. So another avenue that our CDC staff take is trying to get out there and encourage individuals to consider becoming licensed child care providers. So when our home visitors are working with a family and maybe mom's hesitant about going back to work or is having trouble finding child care, you know, we will have those consultation visits with them and talk to them about that opportunity for them to become their own boss and to become a licensed child care provider. And we'll get them connected with KDHE and their local licensing surveyor so they can check out that opportunity to be able to raise their family, have an income, and still kind of find that work-life balance that can be so challenging these days to find when you're raising your family. Well, the great news is Russel Child Development Center provides 9 different early childhood programs, a variety of home visiting programs, and they are all free to families, free to children. There is no cost to families to participate and enroll in any of our programs. We are able to do that with the grant funding that we receive per program and following those grant guidelines. So we receive a variety of funding. There's some funding that is federal and some that is state through KDHE. We have Early Childhood Block Grant from the Kansas Children's Cabinet and Trust Fund. United Methodist Health Ministry funds our ABC home visiting program. So we have a nice wide variety of strong funders, and we've been successfully providing these services and securing the grant funds for many years. However, there's always gaps in funding, and it doesn't quite catch all of it. And so we work really hard at fundraising. And we engage with Seward County United Way and Finney County United Way and are recipients of grants from both of those United Ways. We are partners and recipients of funding from Western Kansas Community Foundation out here in Southwest Kansas. So that's another avenue we go down to seek some additional funding to support these programs. We also receive funding from the FINUP Foundation, and that helps us out greatly with our early intervention program as well. We're always looking and being resourceful and mindful about grant funding opportunities that are out there that are appropriate for our early childhood organization and that could help strengthen those services. One of our signature events that we have been hosting for 36 years is the Fantasy Tree Festival. And that event is coming up on November 19th. It is always, for the last 36 years, the Saturday before Thanksgiving. And we kick off that day with holiday home tours. So there are local individuals in Garden City that open up their homes for people to come tour. And we sell home ticket tours for that. And folks can buy those tickets and go tour the holiday homes from 1 to 5 on the 19th. So that's one of our events that day. Another event we have that day is our chance tickets. And that's an opportunity to win a fabulous vacation. And there's 5 different choices to choose from. So by buying tickets, chance tickets for the chance to win a vacation, you are helping support RCDC, but also just might win a fabulous vacation. And you could select to go to New Orleans, to Disney World, to the Caribbean, to Cancun, or this year also, I believe, the PGA golf tournament in Chicago. So there's really something for everyone in that vacation package. And we've been doing that for several years as well as another supplemental way to raise funds for Russel Child Development Center. Our big event that day is the live and silent auction, the Fantasy Tree Festival. So that big gala begins at 6 p.m. at the Clarion in Garden City, and we start off by opening the doors at 6 p.m. with a silent auction. We transition into a banquet meal, and then the live auction begins at 7. And we have well over 100 items for auction. That would be in the silent and live auction. We have a wide variety of very uniquely decorated, gorgeous Christmas trees and mantelpieces and mantelscapes. But we also have something for everyone. There are fabulous vacation packages, there's jewelry, there's artwork, there's a variety of gift baskets and things. This year there's tickets to the Kansas City Chiefs and Broncos football game. So there's always really something for everyone. And all those are donated by generous sponsors and donations made by individuals. And then all those proceeds go to support all the early childhood programs here at Russel Child Development Center. It's also important to note that we never put a child or a family on a waiting list, and we never charge for our services. So we are very devoted and committed to the work we do, and it's meaningful work. Our staff are approachable, they're very professional, they're knowledgeable, and they are just caring individuals that just do feel privileged to get to go out and meet families and work with your children.